First off, I absolutely loved The Good Half. Thank you so much for being a part of it and making such a meaningful movie.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That means a lot to me. And everybody in the cast. I feel like doing these small movies about human beings and something as complicated as what the story's about, it means so much when people really appreciate the work that goes into it. It means everything. Thank you.
Of course. What was it about this story that kind of made you be a part of it?
Well, it's rare to read a script like this today. We don't get to see many movies like this, so you know that the scripts are rare. And it just spoke to me on many, many different levels. Obviously, I'm a mom. I spend most of my time being a mom. I have three children. So when I started reading it, and it was actually about a writer and my son is a writer, and just about the sort of messiness and the dynamics that go on in a family and the sort of rivalries between the brother and sister and the complicated nature of the mother's relationship with both of them. And it's just so rare to see all of that in a script and just makes you excited to be a part of it.
Um, your character, Lily, is kind of the heart and soul of the entire story, because the entire story revolves around her. What was your approach to playing her, knowing that most of her impact was going to be when you were off screen?
Well, I guess I didn't really think about that, to be honest, obviously. I just tried to um almost believe I was never going to die, Obvious. I knew that there's that one scene in the car. I do remember when I told Nick Jonas's younger self that I will never leave you. And I knew inside, obviously, that I was going to leave him. That was really choked me up. And it was very hard to keep saying that line over and over again as if I didn't know. But then I thought about it. I thought, well, I bet there's this sixth sense that happens with people where they kind of know they might die younger. I don't know. They lead their life in a different way, possibly. They are able to live a longer life in a shorter time. So it kind of helped me think about that in a way where she was a little bit more childlike, a little bit more kind of excited about life almost because she wasn't going to be around that long. Um, so I think it kind of informed my approach. Um, yeah. I loved her childish insecurity and the way she put her kids on pedestals and needed so much attention. I just felt that was very, very human and odd for a mother, We expect our mothers to be selfless and she was in some ways, but she was also very narcissistic and needy and childish. So I loved the flaws she had.
Yeah, my favorite part was just the whole teacup, the spoon, then there's the cup and then the saucer and just it's just funny.
Yeah, I was a klepto when I was younger. I was going into stores and taking a lip gloss here and there. So I don't know. I thought her kleptomania was a little bit better than mine.
What was it like working with Robert and the rest of the cast?
Heaven. It was really wonderful. This cast is so unique. Each person is such incredible actors. They were all incredibly open and generous. Nick, I mean, I wasn't really surprised. People have asked me, like, were you surprised he was such a great actor? And I had already seen some of his work before we started working together, and I was already like I could already see how present he was, um, and he was just so open and generous, and I just I it's rare, but every once in a while you're in a film where every single person is so committed and every single person is unique and open. And then you can sometimes create magic, sometimes you can't, but the experience will always be magic. And on this one, it was definitely that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Um, Matt Walsh's character has this really, it's not really a profound moment, but it's a very relatable moment where he talks to Nick's character about we always find quotes because we can't think of words to say.
Hmm.
So I was wondering if there was a quote that you frequently borrow or that you use. And it doesn't have to be uh, around grief, but something that you frequent.
Huh. I mean, this is kind of so cliche, but I do remember my father at one point, I think I said like I can't do it, Dad, and he was like, never ever say can't. As a little kid, I remember being like, oh my God, that's so intimidating. Never. I can never say that again. But it's always stuck with me when I feel insecure about something or I'm scared to do something. I always remember my dad saying, never, ever say can't. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah.
Love that. Um, Mine is very similar. My dance teacher would always say, can't, never try.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
the one. There's also another one that it's a tattoo that actually Stan Wawrinka, the tennis player, has. It's a, I think it's a quote, something about fail better, fail more, fail better. Just sort of like that life is about failing and don't be afraid of failing and picking yourself back up. Oh, there's one like, oh, if you can't make a mistake, you can't make anything. I love the idea of being able to make mistakes. I think that's a very important concept for human beings. Um, yeah, I'll think of some more.
There's a ton of good ones out there for
I
sure.
know.
Um, Ultimately, what is your hope that people take away from watching The Good Half?
Well, I was thinking about this. I just read this article in the New York Times that was talking about how they don't make any tear jerkers anymore, and that he was talking about all these great movies in the past, like in terms of endearment and even E.T. Um, there's so many good ones. Ordinary People. Um, these movies where people have to say goodbye, basically, and there's something about our culture that's gone away from those kind of movies lately. And I think they really do provide a safe environment for people to feel in a community. And I think that's really valuable. So I really feel like that's my hope in a way that I don't know if a lot of people will see this movie. Maybe they won't because it's hard now to get people into a movie theater. But the ones that go, I hope that they have a sense of release and a sense of kind of peace from being in a group, going through an experience that's both emotional and yes, may make you cry, but it will also make you laugh and connect to all the people you've lost. There's no person who gets out of this world without losing a lot of people. So I think that everyone can relate to it in some way for sure.
Oh, I agree 100%. I'm gonna have to look up that article because I was about to say I cried when I watched this movie, so they definitely make them.
That's good, but you laugh too, right?
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah,
Yes, I
I
did.
know that because I didn't get to, I only worked for 4 days at the end of the shoot, so I didn't get to see the whole rest of the movie. They did that before I even joined the cast, basically. But I laughed so much in the movie, and that surprised me. I thought it was going to be a little bit more heavy. But thank goodness, because it is absurd. I mean, death is absurd. You just disappear into thin air, and someone's gone forever. Like nobody can understand that. They cannot understand that. We can't understand that it's going to happen to all of us. So people react in absurd ways.
For sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Um, I think I'm starting to run low on time. So is there anything else that you would like to add about The Good Half?
Oh, I would just love to, give a shout out to our director, um, Robert Schwartzman. He was amazing. Such a sweet human. He's an actor himself. He was in the Princess Diaries way back in the day. He understands. He understands what it's like to have to be open and vulnerable as an actor, and he really created a safe environment for everybody. And I really give him a lot of credit for the feeling and the sort of tone of the film and the commitment of all the actors. He really provided that space for us all. So just wanted to thank him for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for chatting with me. Again, I love the film and I can't wait to see what comes next for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching it and thanks for getting the word out there.